Hey friends, my name is Rick and welcome to my Cape Cod life. Today, I'd like to start a garden tour. Come on, let me show you. So, on either side of the garden gate, I have these big summer squashes. This one here is scallop squash. It's called moonbeam. And this one over here is a zucchini and Costata romanesca, I believe is its name. All right, let's go inside. All right, on the left of the entrance, these I believe are the red noodle beans. They're doing much better. And this is last year's parsley, and it's going to seed. So I'll let it spread its goodness. I've been like really enjoying my volunteers. So this is chard that's going to seed. I'm just waiting for it to get dry and actually make seeds. This was last year's chard. It overwintered in a low tunnel, and this year it went to seed. So I'm gonna try saving seeds. I have a tomato plant in a grow bag. This is a black strawberry. In this grow bag, I have honey nut winter squash. It's like a little tiny butternut squash. Over here, I have some Thai basil and some marigolds. Okay, next grow bag over, I have two tomato plants. This one here is a 42-day. There's fruit setting, lots of blossoms on this. This is so awesome. And literally 42 days. So I'm thinking it might be on time. It should be like the middle-ish of July. And this one here is doing well too. This is another black strawberry. This one has fruit. So I'm looking forward to that. Say hello to the poppies. Aren't they incredible? Look at that color. Oh, I love them. There's some poppy petals. This is, I can't remember the variety. I think it was called Blue. I think it was called maybe Gray Time or Blue Time. And these are Sugar Rush Peach peppers. It's a spicy pepper. It's supposed to be sweet and fruity. It's starting to bloom and hopefully set fruit. On this bed I have netting because it's my brassicas, and so far we've been doing great against the white moth caterpillars. We are having a little bit of slug damage, or earwigs. I think it's slugs. There's some chive in here, some cilantro, which I'm going to have to harvest. Different kinds of kales. I have lacinato. Down in these weeds, yes, this bed really needs weeding. That's just that curly blue scotch, and scarlet kale, and back there is the dazzling blue. This is supposed to be a Romanesca broccoli. I had a larger one and it just went to seed. It, like the head, like appeared, and next thing I knew it was reaching for the stars. So I have some red cabbage over there. I gotta get in there and clean these out a bit better. This is Murdock Cabbage. It's a white cone, and that red one I believe is called Red Express. I see some coriander or cilantro blooming over there. All right, let's go look at that trail. Peek of that cabbage over there. See it? It's not focusing. There we go, the red cabbage. They're still small, but hopefully soon. So this should be, I think, Blue Lake pole beans, and this is rattlesnake beans. Alright, so that's the garlic. So I think about another 3 or 4 weeks will be time to harvest that. I've taken the scapes off, it's hard net. Down here at peppers, I believe those are jalapenos. Here and here. This is a Jimmy Nardello, and those Craig's Grande. They're a little small, but they're kind of being shaded out by these sweet peas over here, which are almost done. Snack producing. So these vines will get fed to the chickens very soon. I forget to mention, this is okra. And there's another one there, and another one there. We need some hotter weather for that to start to skyrocket. This here is my asparagus bed, and on the border I have some zinnias there. Zinnias and violas there. That's rosemary. I have some more violas there. And parsley as well. I planted this spring. It's doing well. I need to actually mulch this. And let me show you my strawberries over at the next bed. But first, let's look at this monstrosity. I don't know if you remember this from earlier videos this year. This is a cabbage that went to seed. Let me show you. Get down in here. See, this is gonna eventually dry out this pod, and there'll be all little seeds in there. Literally, there'll be hundreds of seeds. I've never seen a cabbage go to seed before, so just a wonderful experiment. And seed saving is a good idea. All right, so beyond my cabbage that's going to seed, this is the new strawberry bed. I only have one that I missed the flowers on, so I will get a few berries. The rest of them, I've pulled all the runners off, and prior to that, all the blossoms. I really just want to concentrate the energy going into the plant for this year, so they'll be strong next year and produce a lot. You see right over here, that's a volunteer tomato. I have to get a stake for it, I'll keep it. There's some calendula over there. There's a beautiful variegated thyme over there. It's known as English Wedgwood. And underneath that tomato over there, I have some golden beets. And in the far corner is a bunch of marjoram. So this is the potato bed. I started it with cardboard and compost and some spent chicken bedding, and it's doing wonderfully. I'm seeing flower buds happening over there and up there. So I see some people pluck them, some people leave them. So I'm gonna have to do a little quick research on that. I have several varieties. I know I have Kennebec, I have Russet, I have Norland Red, I have Yukon Gold. So I think if I'm seeing blossoms coming, that means in about a month they'll be ready to harvest. So I might throw some more mulch under there. We'll figure that out. This hydrangea is looking lovely, isn't it? All that blue will be getting more pronounced in the next week or so. On this side of the garlic, I have some celery. I have a really stunted orange hat tomato. Those are sunflowers, and then those are Thai green frog finger eggplant. These snow peas have a few days. I'll grab what I can off of it. And then I will clean that trellis off, feed it to the chickens, and probably plant pickling cucumbers. Below that, well, this chard here, I'm gonna clean it up a little, but That was in my green stalk, and I'll get to that in a bit. Right next to that is a whole bunch of lavender coming, getting ready to bloom. And these are bush beans. I know I have Royal Burgundy, I have Dragon Tongue, I have Contender. I can't remember the name of the yellow ones. Let me see. Oh, and the yellow beans, the wax beans, are known as Top Notch. That's a very old sage plant. This container has some mint. And these here are Love Lies Bleeding Amaranth. So we'll see how that turns out. So much dill, which is awesome because I'm hoping to put up some pickles this year. This thing has to be 5 feet tall, I would say. That's the top. And that is a 6-foot pole, but it's in the ground somewhat. It's all the way down the side of this trellis. All the way down there. So yeah, dill. This variety is called Bouquet, and I got it from Baker's Creek. All right, so the tomatoes. This one here and that one over there. These are Better Boy hybrids. Have some nice trusses of blossoms. That one I see a little tiny tomato, but this one started even early, and I got a good sized tomato there. And there, some up there, so looking forward. And those are the Better Boys. This little one here, she's all stunted. And it's an old German, but I have another one that's doing much better than this one, but we'll see what happens. Over here I have, I'm not sure, but I do believe this one is a Brandywine by the shape of the leaf. Let me double check. Yes, it is. Now under my tomatoes, and you're gonna see this elsewhere too, I'm using gold beets kind of as an undermulch. That's a good size one. There's a couple over there. And in between, I'm also planting lettuces. These are romaines. And that's just get more food out of the same space. This tomato here, this is a Paul Robertson. That's a nice, impressive truss. There's some more over there. So that's doing well. This one here is my Crimson Giant, and it's I say there's a little pea-sized tomato there, and there's some blossoms. I don't know if you can see those here. Blossoms there. Yeah, we got bunches of blossoms. And that one over there is a Brandywine as well. I also have some thyme flowering. I'll let that one go for the pollinators. More beets. That is some lettuce leaf basil. That's piccolino basil. It's a small leaf basil. It's really good. And then it's just your regular sweet Italian basil. I have some more basil seedlings ready to go into the garden in time for tomato season. All right, so this is the watering trowel. It's really sunny there. And I have it filled with food. So I have 2 tomato plants. I have this one. This one's a chocolate cherry. Is setting fruit over here. There's another piccolino basil back there. And on the far side, you can see a lot more blooms and blossoms for future black cherry tomatoes. like in my other bed, I also planted some gold beets in here, and these are getting a good size. I'll have to start to harvest them. I also have some Thai basil over there. So I have like a creeping rosemary, also known as prostate rosemary. All right, so this other tomato plant here, this is called Evil Olive. It's a green grape tomato, and it has a red interior, so it looks like a stuffed olive, I guess. Pretty flowers there, bunches of flowers there. I can't see that it's set. Oh yeah, it has set some fruit right here. Are you seeing that? There we go. So, good. And here's a little Alpine Strawberry plant. You see some nice little red ones. That one looks the reddest. Such a tiny little fruit. Packed with flavor. This is West Indies lemongrass. Okay, at first the green stalk looks empty, but let's get a little closer. Welcome, little guy. Welcome to the garden party. That is Bean. Hi, Beans. Happy birthday. So I have all sorts of bush beans planted in here. I have Royal Burgundy, Top Notch, Dragon Tongue, and Contender green beans. Looking forward to them. 50 days, baby. I use my shadow to my advantage. These are Portugal Hut. That's the name of this pepper. I'm looking forward to trying those up. Next one over, I have a Brandywine Tomato. It's doing good. See some blooms. And over there I have another Better Boy. Okay, what I like to call the chicken garden, because there's a ceramic chicken in it, and it's right next to my chickens. They can't get in here, that's why I have a fence, because they would eat everything. In this grow bag over here, I have a 42-day tomato with a calendula in front. That thing is loaded with little fruit. I'm looking forward to eating cherry tomatoes. And then on this side, I have, that's my other old German, and it's doing well. It has lots of blooms, maybe a little tiny fruit, and some marigolds at the bottom. Now this was supposed to be sugar baby bush watermelon and some Thai blue butterfly pea flowers, and neither germinated, and I have a bag of weeds, but I'm gonna pull that all out because I had potted up some dahlia roots which are getting eaten in my main garden, so I brought them here. They look thirsty to recover, but I think they're all gonna go in there. And then I have 2 blueberry bushes that I planted this spring, and just doing fine. Had to come in here and weed, and probably put cardboard down, take back this mulch, or at least in the front here. But speaking of weeds, look at this. Got wild oats growing. Some more there. And then there's some barley as well. I'm sure it's just from the chicken feed. Hi, Pom Pom. Well, my friends, I hope you enjoyed the tour of the garden. I just put the girls to bed. Now it's time for me to go edit. Now don't forget, please like, subscribe if you haven't, and share this video. And as always, my Cape Cod life.